Okay, can you see my desktop now? Yes, you can see my desktop now. Okay, let me know that you can see my desktop now. Okay, right. So yeah, let's go over my little tier list of Sonic games. Now, as I said in the tweet that I made earlier, I tried to stay relatively like main series here, or at least what I consider main series, and I didn't include like the Sonic Advance games or the Sonic Rush games because I don't have the biggest opinion about those ones, if I'm honest. Probably my favorite game of that whole set is Sonic Rush for the DS, the first one. Absolutely brilliant game. Introduced Blaze, all that. I'd probably put Sonic Rush in, I want to say A tier, maybe B tier, but yeah, around there. I really liked Sonic Rush. Okay, so let's just start, shall we? So here we have my excellent tier up here. These are the games that are just like all-time favorites. I'm like, oh fuck yes, this is why I love Sonic so much. And the very, very, very obvious one right off the bat is Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3, aka Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yeah, that's such a where would I put Sonic Shuffle? Oh, fuck off. Fuck off, Lee Bennett. I don't know where I would put that. I do own Sonic Shuffle too. I played it for about 15 minutes and turned it off because I was like, fuck this shit. Let's put it in disappointing. Why don't we? Let's put it in disappointing. But yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, that's so generic. It's so many people's favorite Sonic game. But my god, it's so fucking good. Like, just a mixture of nostalgia is never gonna... I don't think this game will ever be topped for me. Like, it is literally my second favorite game of all time behind the Shenmue games, Like, it's like, oh, what's your favorite game of all time? Oh, Shenmue, Shenmue 1 and 2, obviously. Well, what's your second favorite game? Oh, Sonic 3 Knuckles. Because I love Sonic 3 Knuckles so much. It's such a good game. And again, I haven't really put these in order, but I'm just going to talk about them in the order that I sort of dragged them in. I attempted to put them in order, but I was like, nah, fuck this. I can't be arsed committing to it. But yeah, also here in S tier is the original Sonic Adventure. Now, I feel like there's almost a little bit of a rivalry, a friendly rivalry, that is, when it comes to Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. As you can see, spoiler alert, I put Sonic Adventure down here in the A tier. I'm definitely an Adventure 1 fan over an Adventure 2 fan. It just, like, the things that it does, the things that you do in Adventure 2 just appeal to me so much more than Adventure 2. And I don't know, it's just like, whenever I play Adventure 1, just like when I play Sonic 3 Knuckles, it's just like instant happiness, It's just like, oh, God, this is why I love this character. This is why I put up with all of this character's bullshit. It's like, I'm cool, I can die happy because this game was in my life. That's a bit of an over-exaggeration. But still, really, really love Sonic Adventure. But Adventure 1 has Big. I like Big! Okay? I don't care, alright? Big is meme gold, I'll give you that. And in that regard, it's like, do you really like Big the Cat? It's like, ugh. But I don't know, just like something about, even though his campaign is easily the worst in that game, I don't care. I still like playing for it. There's still some charm to it. I still really dig Big the Cat in Adventure 1, It's like, change my mind. I don't care. There's some illogicalness there, but fuck it. But yeah, next up here we have Sonic Generations, which is the game we're playing right now, aren't we? And Sonic Generations is like... See, again, I love Sonic Adventure. I probably like Sonic Adventure more than Sonic Generations. But Sonic Generations is just literally everything I want in a modern 3D Sonic game. Like, how modern Sonic controls in this game is perfection. Is literal perfection in my eyes, It's like, why the fuck haven't they replicated this? Why did games that came out after Sonic Generations get the movement of modern Sonic so wrong? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's so infuriating that they've gotten it so wrong when they got it so right with this game. Okay? Like, the momentum, the physics, Like, everything about Modern Sonic feels wonderful. And the level design is expansive. It's like you can explore, you can rush right through it. It's so good. It is just, why the fuck have they not, like, did they just blow their load with Sonic Generations? I wonder. Like, classic Sonic is in Sonic Generations, right? That's just the cherry on top as far as I'm concerned, that you get some fun 2.5D levels in classic Sonic style in Sonic Generations. But honestly, they don't need to be there, because modern Sonic is just works so well. Like, 90% of the reason why I love Generations is all because of how modern Sonic feels. It really is. And of course, the fan service is also another cherry on top that I love to death. But yeah, Sonic Generations, oh my god. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And also here in the S tier is Sonic Mania. Now, I actually have a really complicated relationship with Sonic Mania. I love it. It's a wonderful game. It is the best Sonic game we've had in decades, quite frankly. But it's honestly quite hard for me to accept it as a main series game. Like, I don't know. Probably because it just, like, see, when people talk about... This actually really annoys me, okay? When people talk about how much better Sonic Mania is than the main series games, and how, Sonic Team's lost it, like, this is better than any Sonic game that's ever been made, that annoys me, because this game literally just takes elements from every existing Sonic game, apart from its, like, original levels and stuff, obviously. So it just, like, took what was already, like, established and just, like, builds on top of it, which in itself is very admirable. But I don't know, the attitude towards it and the fact that this is technically a fan game, like, I don't know. I feel like people diss all other Sonic games when talking about Sonic Mania. But with that said, I couldn't not put it in S tier. I could not. The game is just too fucking good to not put it in S tier. Like, who here thinks it shouldn't be in S tier? I think the stream chat is maybe a little bit behind, but who thinks Sonic Mania shouldn't be in S tier? Let's go up to the A tier here. Let me zoom in like mental here, shall we? Nah, that's a bit too much. Okay, let's talk about A tier. Right. Now, as you'll probably have noticed, I've put basically every other Mega Drive era Sonic game here in my own A tier, and I've marked them as grey. And yeah, I think, see, when it comes to Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, I think I played them too much. No, Sonic Spinball does not deserve an S. Fuck Sonic Spinball. Sorry, not a fan. But yeah, I played Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 so much as a child. And I'm old enough to remember when Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3 were like the new Sonic games. And that like feeling of them being the new Sonic games has really like stayed with me. And I think that's part of the reason why I kind of put them over these games. I know that's a weird thing. There's more nostalgia with Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, I guess. But I don't know, I just feel like there's probably like, they're just not as spectacular. They're still brilliant, Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. Just not quite up to the power of Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles, as I can tell. And you can also see I put in Sonic CD in here as well. Now, this is a Mega Drive era Sonic game, okay? Metal Sonic and Amy, they're classic era characters, but obviously a lot less people played Sonic CD because of it was on the Mega CD. Who the fuck owned the Mega CD? But, and like, it's actually quite a polarizing game, isn't it? There's a lot of Sonic fans out there. I'm talking so much I keep forgetting that I'm drinking beer. There's a lot of Sonic fans that do not like it. There's a Sonic tuber on YouTube that hates this game so much that he said that he prefers Sonic 06 to Sonic CD. And that just blows my fucking mind. Like, it's different. It's definitely different to the other Mega Drive era games. But what it does so well, okay? It's much more exploration based, okay? The scope of the game is much more epic, in my opinion, you know, because you obviously have the FMVs, the Metal Sonic, arguably Sonic's best rival. They brought in a little love interest with Amy Rose. You know, I like Amy, I do. And yeah, it's just like, and then there's like, the game has so many layers. The time traveling mechanic, that is just like, that's almost 3 games in one. Not really, but you get what I mean. There's like so many different versions of each. There's 4 different versions of all 7 zones in the game, and it's wonderful. Sonic CD, just such a. I really. If there's one game in this tier that I feel like I should have put in S tier, it's Sonic CD. Okay, I really, really love Sonic CD. That should be that should be the highest A grade tier on this list, as far as I'm concerned. What you say? Not a fan of Sonic CD. Sort of a clusterfuck of level design. Yeah, a lot of people bring up the level design, but I don't know. Again, it's different, but I don't mind that it's different. I feel like one of my favorite levels in Sonic CD. This is going to be super controversial. Is fucking Wacky Workbench, and everybody hates that level. You know why I love it so much? I just love the fact that they played with the concept of what is considered 2D Sonic level design. You want to stay up high. You want to stay up high when you're going through a Sonic level, and if you fall off because you're shit, the game suddenly becomes slower. It's usually the higher you are in the level design, the faster you're gonna go. I just love the fact that Wacky Workbench takes that concept and literally throws it upside down, because if you suck and you go right to the bottom, you get shot right up to the top of the level, where the level design sucks, Whereas if you're good, if you don't fall off and you stay in the lower part of the level, it's a much more rewarding experience, I've never heard anybody describe it like that, but that's really what I feel about it. I really do like Sonic CD, okay? What we got? Yeah, the music is wonderful. But moving on, because we've talked a lot about CD there. Holy shit. Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2, big important game for me. Just not as good as Adventure 1, really. But yeah, the new characters were cool. I think overall Sonic actually controlled better in this game than he did in Adventure, I think. And, the levels were definitely much more fast-paced, absolutely. Some fans really look down on it because of that, but I feel like it fit well. And then there's, of course, the other gameplay styles that it introduced. The shooting, the hunting. Yeah, to say those are mixed would be an understatement, but I like both of them. I like shooting, I like hunting. I didn't like... Probably the first time I played it, okay, I did roll my eyes whenever I had to play for a non-Sonic level, but as time went on, I began to really appreciate how meticulously they put the shooting levels and the hunting levels together, and it turned out really well. So Sonic Adventure 2, big thumbs up for me. And lastly here we got Sonic Colors. Okay, guys, serious question. Does anybody in here hate Sonic Colors? I see so much hate for Sonic Colors. I don't know, it's just that as time has went on, people seem to look back on this one and think it's shit. Leon, thanks for the message, but I'm talking to chat right now. But yeah, why does anybody in here share that sentiment? Okay, it's Sonic Colors. How do you feel about it? I loved it. I thought, because this was I remember when this game was gonna come out, after Sonic Unleashed, which was okay, but I still hadn't really fully trusted Sega, and when it came out and I played it, I literally remember getting to the end credits of Sonic Colors, and I had tears in my eyes, because I'm holy shit, I just played a good 3D Sonic game, because those were so rare. I was so burned from Sonic 06, I never thought I would... I never thought I'd get that feeling again, but I did. And I don't want to be biased with that feeling of that, but Sonic Colors is really, really good. Okay, I don't know why people hate it. I really don't. But okay, that's A tier. So let's go down here to the tiers are obviously a lot shorter now, but let's get to B tier, which is good. These are games that I feel okay, I don't want to say that they're great. They have definite flaws, but I still really have a big place in my heart for them. The first one here is Sonic Heroes. Now, this is again, fairly, as we go down here, again, fairly polarizing, because it was the first Sonic game that wasn't released on it was the first console game. It was the first, talk properly, Donald. Um, it was the first game to come out for Sonic post Sega leaving the console business. And that was the biggest deal for me. It really was. And the team-based mechanic had me worried at first. And still to this day, there are things about it that I don't like. But overall, this game gets a lot of things right. With its level design, with how it controls, its like level themes, its music. It's really good. And again, I know there are people out there that really do not like Sonic Heroes. And I can't whack them too much for that. I actually honestly think Sonic Heroes is on the same level of quality as something like Super Mario Sunshine. Because Super Mario Sunshine, it's a fairly mixed Sonic game. Some people love it, some people hate it. I feel like the same applies to Sonic Heroes, and it came out around the same time, so it was kind of like a main competitor in that time, See, as Leon is saying here, with Team Sonic is a good time. I honestly forget that there are 4 teams you have to play through in this game. I think it's because so much of my time with Sonic Heroes, I played as 4 teams and then I just sort of left it. And every time I played it afterwards, I just played a level with Team Sonic. I genuinely just forget that there's 4 different teams that you have to play through. So I don't take that into account when I talk about its quality, I guess is what I'm saying. Which is probably weird, probably quite biased, but it was that's just how I feel. What can I say? More beer. But yeah, also here in B tier, Sonic Team and Team Rose are great. Team Dark, Team Chaos not so much. I CBA to get into everything, but also here in Tier B we have Sonic Unleashed. And I'm only talking about the fucking HD port. Can't be arsed talking about the PS2/Wii version that we got. But yeah, this was honestly, guys, a lot of people are gonna... Sonic Unleashed felt like the last time Sega made a proper big budget Sonic game. I don't know if I agree with that completely, Forever a Tune, but at the same time, Sonic Unleashed, call me mental for this, guys, but I think if Sonic Unleashed got released today as a PS4 game, they just made it 1080p, 60 frames per second, they put it on PS4 and released it, I honestly think it would get better reviews than it did back in the day. I don't know, obviously touch up a few things, but I feel like that is a game that has the potential to age wonderfully. They got a lot of things right, and they started a lot of things with Sonic Unleashed. And yeah, it's holy shit, why the fuck isn't this game been released on current consoles yet? Why isn't there a PC port? There's just I know there's the Werehog. The Werehog is probably one of the bigger reasons why it's in B tier. I probably have other things I could talk about. But I don't care. The Werehog got some things right as well. Not a lot of things right, but some things right. And it doesn't drag the game down enough, in my opinion, to put it any lower. So, yeah, just fucking Sonic Unleashed. I love it. See, if they release Sonic Unleashed on PC, I think that they should take a cue. You know how in the Wind Waker, the HD version, they sort of they did that little thing. It definitely was a little thing where they made the Triforce collecting a bit better. I feel like it would actually help Sonic Unleashed if they dumbed down the medal collecting. Maybe make it so that you didn't have to collect as many levels, or maybe make it so you don't have to collect any medals. Make the medal collecting completely optional, and maybe unlock the other acts in the game with the medals, but for those of us just wanting to get through the story and beat the game, make it so that we don't have to collect a single medal, honestly. If they released it, that is. So, I don't know, that's just my 2 cents. Also here in my B tier, which is good, this is going to be somewhat controversial, isn't it? Sonic 4 Episode 2. You can probably see Sonic 4 Episode 1's down here. We'll talk about that in a bit. In fact, we may as well talk about them together, actually. So I recently played Sonic 4 all the way through fairly recently. And I was actually surprised by both games because Episode 1 was actually slightly worse than I remember, but Episode 2 was, better than I remember. And again, I think it all comes down to how Sonic controls in that game. They fixed a lot of the physics In episode 2 compared to episode 1, they really took the fan feedback into consideration. It looks a lot better. You know, the sort of like pre-rendered CG that they did in episode 1, you know, on a 2K monitor, which is what I'm using now, really looks ugly. It really does. And it's so weird because in the mobile version of Sonic 4 episode 1, they updated the fucking sprite for Sonic. But they didn't do it for, like, console versions of that. Like, what the fuck? And, yeah, I still think Sonic 4 Episode 1 is okay. I really do. That's why I've put it in the C tier here. But Sonic 4 Episode 2, that's a lot. That's just so much more fun to play, okay? Like, I know Sonic 4 is, like, so hated. It is so hated throughout the fan base. But I still hold that it did enough right, you know? Not a lot right, but enough right. It's not the Sonic 4 that we deserve, but it's an okay game. I think really that name is what holds it back the most, you know? I feel like... I feel like there's not a single original thing that I can say about Sonic 4, because it's just one of the most discussed games of all time, you know? Everybody's had an opinion on it. Everybody's said the same thing over and over again. What new can I bring? I can't. Other than the fact that I kind of like it. So, yeah, we'll just leave it at that, shall we? Okay. And also here in C tier, this is another controversial one. Like, a lot of people probably wouldn't even consider this main series, but I feel like I do. Sonic and the Secret Rings. I think this game's okay. Like, yeah, it's not very good in some places, but I can still have fun playing it. And I get into so many people are so shocked when I say this, that I sort of like this one. Sonic and the Secret Rings. This game got good reviews when it first came out. Okay, a lot of people forget that, because this was just after Sonic 06. Like, literally right after it. And I remember a lot of people saying that this sort of, like, reinvigorated their love for Sonic slightly. Now, it was probably all a matter of perspective. But the positive reviews were there, but now, just like Sonic 4, it's become one of the most, like, negatively received Sonic games ever. And I think that's a little harsh. There is good to be had in Sonic and the Secret Rings. Again, I've only put it in decent, because there's a lot of not good to be had. But, yeah, people are... Again, it gets hated. It gets hated so much. So I feel like there's still good to be had. I think I've talked enough about Secret Rings. I dig Secret Rings, that's all. Yeah, let's get on to a D tier here, which is disappointing. Oh my. Okay, let's actually talk about these in order of release, shall we? We have D here, we have Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, I know quite a few people that think Shadow the Hedgehog is a worse game than Sonic 06. And to those people, I will say, I think you're a bit mental, okay? Shadow the Hedgehog is not good, but it is godly compared to 06. A lot of games are godly compared to 06. Holy shit. But yeah, and the thing about, I was honestly so tempted, like, out of these 3 games here in F tier, I think Shadow may actually be my favorite. I was almost tempted to bump it up a tier, but I couldn't. There's definitely too much bad in Shadow the Hedgehog for me to put it up to for me to put it up a tier. But yeah, it's Shadow the Hedgehog. The fucking the duel, the morale system was shit. A lot of the level design was shit. The story was shit. There's just Shadow using guns is actually alright. Like, that's actually kind of fun, but so much of the other games was shit. The music was really good. Actually, a lot of the music wasn't very good, but some of the vocal tracks were really good. But yeah, fucking Shadow the Hedgehog. I still remember I remember where I was reading a magazine when I first saw Shadow the Hedgehog. I was in my fucking dad's flat, and I turned like a page, and I see Shadow holding a gun, and I'm reading about Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm like, what? What? Oh my goodness gracious. And I also remember pretending to be sick so that I didn't have to go to school, so that I could take the bus into town and buy Shadow the Hedgehog. I remember that as well. Oh my god. So, actually, quite a bit of nostalgia for Shadow the Hedgehog, but it's not good. It's not good. Okay. Right, that's enough about Shadow the Hedgehog. So, going by release, we come to Sonic Lost World. Now, I was so excited about Sonic Lost World because that was the game that came out after Sonic Generations, and after Sonic Generations we had Sonic 4 Episode 2, which I liked. So it felt like Sonic Lost World came out when everybody considered Sonic was back on his good streak. You know what I mean? And I don't think I can properly sit here and talk about what it is about Sonic Lost World that irks me. It just doesn't work. It just does not work for me. Like, I don't like how Sonic moves. I don't like a lot of the music. I don't like how the game looks. That really is the best way to describe it. I just don't think Sonic Lost World works. You know? I really have nothing. I really have nothing. That really is all I have to say about Sonic Lost World. Sonic Forces, on the other hand, oh my god, I could go on about this game so much. Like I've said before, Sonic Forces is a game that I almost like. If they'd fixed like a couple of things that I do not like about this game, I would definitely put it in C tier, maybe even B tier, okay? Levels, way too short. The game itself, way too short. Sonic's controls, utter shit. Okay? But there's a lot in Sonic Forces that I do like, okay? I really love the music. I actually really like Infinite as a character. Like, call me names all you want. I don't care. I actually really love the idea that they took an Avatar character for the first time in the series. I think that should have happened sooner, and they finally did it in this game. I think that's really cool. But it's a perfect case of the negatives stick out to me more than the positives. You know, there's just too much shit in Sonic Forces that ultimately I'm super disappointed by it. Still some redeeming... In fact, all three of these games do have redeeming factors. Even Sonic Lost World, for as much as I didn't want to comment on it, you can definitely see the effort that was put into Sonic Lost World. Okay, that is completely undeniable. There was legitimate effort put into Sonic Lost World. I don't think anybody can disagree with that. But yeah, Sonic Forces, it did not work for me. And now we're down to F tier. Do I have to talk about this, guys? You know what? Let's talk about Sonic and the Black Knight, just because I don't think I've really talked about Sonic and the Black Knight that much. Okay? Sonic and the Black Knight is actually a really well-made game. It has wonderful graphics. The music is so good. The presentation of like the story and all that with the knights and that, you know, the hand-drawn animation is honestly sublime. It's really, really good. This was the last game to be produced with the 4 kids, cast of characters, you know, Jason Griffith and all that, and they all honestly do a really good job. They do. It works. It's really good. But oh my fucking god, I don't think I've ever played a Sonic game that angered me so quickly with how shit it feels. Like, I literally remember, like, sitting in front of the TV with my Wii Remote and Nunchuck, playing through the first level, just waggling the Wii Remote. No thought process, just waggling, beating the level, and just being like, oh my... Oh! It was utter pish. I just could not get over it. It was just... how the game plays. Everything is good, but the gameplay. Like, everything is really, really good, but the gameplay is so bad. Like, how? How did the people that that made this game, they did so well in some aspects, but so poor on everything else. How does that even happen? Oh my goodness gracious. And there are people out there that think Sonic and the Black Knight is better than Sonic and the Secret Rings. I admit, I probably like Sonic and the Secret Rings more than most people, but the fact that some people actually like Sonic and the Black Knight at all, oh my fucking god. Okay, there's a reason why I'm putting it next to Sonic 06, literally my least favorite game of all time, okay? This is only slightly better than Sonic 06, okay? Sonic 06 has nothing. Actually, it does have things, but most of it's pain, okay? Most of it is utter pain, okay? Sonic and the Black Knight has so much pain as well. Oh fuck, it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my goodness. And I'm not even talking about Sonic 06. Fuck that. And if you like Sonic 06 ironically, like, just look at the name of this tier here, right? Fuck off. Just fuck off. Fuck off. Oh my god. Whew. Yeah, that's, I think that's me, guys.